Hello folks, it's Amy B and we're still with Colm Kirwan. We just finished making a fabulous shepherd's pie. We're here at the great McNamara's Irish Pub in Donaldson, Tennessee, and we're going to watch Colm perform. But before we do that, we want to talk to Colm a little bit about his journey with music. A lot of people come here from all over the world, and you come from a very special place too. Tell the folks where you come from.
I do. I'm from Ireland, from the Emerald Isle. I'm from a small town in northern Ireland called Amey, which is in County Tyrone.
Right, which is the capital is Dublin. So about how far away are you from?
Well, obviously Dublin's in the Republic of Ireland, the south, and I'm about 2 hours north of Dublin.
Gotcha. And what brought you to Nashville, of all places? Of course, Music City, USA. But I mean, did you know people here? Did you just come here like just free for all and just got on a plane and said, "I'm going to Nashville"?
Do you know what? It was somewhat like that. When I first came to Nashville, I didn't know anybody. Fast forward a little bit before that, I grew up in the music business.
Right. Your father?
My father was a singer. So I grew up in music, and music was always a part of my family. My mum sang in church a lot, and music was just always in the house. And then I did a lot of musical theatre also at 18.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Didn't know that.
I moved to London and got a degree in musical theatre performance. And so I always knew I wanted to be on stage. I wasn't quite sure what it was back then.
Yeah.
After graduating in London, I got an agent in London and ended up auditioning for a musical, Jesus
I
Christ
did not know this.
Oh,
All this time I've known him. And he was holding this out on me. I guess he's waiting for the interview. How cool is that?
Yeah, I mean, that was an amazing time in my life, and musicals are, to this day, is something I stop and listen to whenever,
Sure.
just when I'm driving.
Do you think you would do it again? Would you like to
love
do theater again, musical theater?
After touring with a show for a full year, I discovered at that age, I didn't know if it was something I really wanted to do. I loved it, but it was a lot of time, and I was always kind of songwriting and playing my guitar, and,
Sure.
and there was always a part of me wanted to be me on stage. And in musicals, you were always playing a character, and however much I loved that, I always felt something inside of me was saying, I had something more to say.
And kind of do your own thing, and tell your story through your songs, which you do very well. And I'm very excited about the performance that's going to come up. I mean, everybody's just going to love it. So you came to Nashville, and so when you got to Nashville, what did you do? You didn't know anybody?
I didn't know anybody. Just before that, I'd been touring with my dad. He was a singer. And things were going really well, but again, just something inside of me was calling me somewhere else. I didn't really know back then what it was. Life was going good, career was going good, but somewhere along the lines, I'd been offered to go to Nashville for a writing appointment.
Cool.
I'd never thought about going to Nashville. Didn't really know everything about it, other than it was the home of country music. I came to Nashville, and something just felt right.
Fell in love with it, like all of us.
Yeah, from day one, I felt like I'd found home, and it was really kind of scary at the time because I had no intentions of moving here.
Yeah.
And but it just felt right, and I felt as a songwriter, I was surrounded by so many like-minded people, and just so many creative people, and I could feel that it was bringing out the best in me. So as I spent more time here in Nashville, I just decided that I wanted to make this my home.
Yeah. And now Joey and Roy are really good friends of yours, and so you lived out where they're at, on their farm. I remember when we first met that you were, and what a great couple to meet. Now, how did you meet them?
After the first year in Nashville, I was really deciding where I wanted to be, and by the time I'd made the decision, I had to get the relevant lawyers involved to get visas, because obviously coming from Ireland, you can't just move here.
Sure.
So I'd gone back home, and when I went back home, I had an opportunity to tour with a show over there, and Joey and Rory were actually on that tour also.
Oh, wow, okay.
So I got to meet them actually in Ireland and Scotland, and we toured together, and we became friends. And when my visa came to move here, I hadn't found anywhere to live. I didn't have a car. I didn't really know that many people.
Yeah.
And Rory had offered for me to come and stay in their barn.
How cool is
which
that?
At the time I was
You're like chickens, pigs.
This is strange. But it turns out they have a really nice apartment.
And now you're hanging out with Two Hens Productions. Well, you can't get away from the animals. You have to do an animal album, just like Pink Floyd or something like that. Yeah, right.
So I lived down on their farm, and I ended up living out there for about 6 months.
Yeah.
It was a great time for me because I'd never lived on a farm. It was way out in the country.
Yeah.
And it was a great time for me just as a songwriter.
Sure.
To have time and space to just write.
And they're great songwriters and great people.
A number one hit songwriter. So to learn with him,
it was
to
meant
co-write with
to
him,
be.
he really felt like a mentor to me at the time.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah, awesome, awesome stuff. Now, you have been on tour. You've been doing a lot of touring lately. So tell us about where you've been, what's been going on with you, and where you're going to be going now. And, you know, kind of like, you know, from a year from now, let's go into where you've been and what you've been doing. And then, like, a year from now, what are your plans for Colm Kirwan?
Well, Nashville's been very good to me, and just so many doors have opened. And last year I had the opportunity to start going on tour, opening up for Don Williams. Initially,
cool.
That was in Ireland and Scotland, so to open for such a legend was, I mean, a
Yes.
humbling experience for me. But then to get asked to tour with Don in the United States
Yes.
was, for me, just a dream come true. So
Yeah.
I've toured all around the United States with Don, and it's been an amazing experience. And I'm actually still on tour with Don,
Right.
opening up for him, and that's just been unbelievable. But when we were going to Ireland, we realized I didn't have an album yet, a proper
Yeah.
album of my new songs.
Yeah.
So we had 1 month before the Don Williams tour, and we decided that we were going to go and cut an album.
And this is it. This is it. It's fabulous. Oh my gosh, yes.
And a very good friend of mine,
Yeah.
another hit songwriter and hit producer, Victoria Shaw, she came and got involved, and Victoria produced the album. We did it all in 1 month
Wow.
here in Nashville.
That was a rush
it's
job.
The only city.
Yeah, that was a
could do that.
Nashville rush
Yes.
job straight on through. Yeah.
Thankfully, it turned out amazing for us.
Yeah.
And, the album's been unbelievable. The response to the album on the tour, both in Ireland and the United States, has been unbelievable. So, for me, right here, right now, I'm touring with Don, and for the future, you know, I live.
And you're playing McNamara's every
I play
Wednesday night.
McNamara's Every Wednesday night.
Every Wednesday night, he's
when
here
I'm
at
in Nashville.
McNamara's Irish Pub here in Donaldson when he's in Nashville. So, you know, just go online to their website and they will let you know when he's going to be here.
Yeah.
And so from like a year from now, I know you're going through maybe some management changes now, so you're looking for some new management, kind of like take you to the next level, which is not unheard of in the music business. So where do you see yourself like a year from now? What do you want to be doing? I mean, of course we know music, but with your music.
I just want to keep touring, you know. I just want
It's cool.
I'm happiest on stage, and I just want to be touring. I want to be meeting new people, growing the fan base and getting out there and creating new music.
Yeah.
And if I can, you know, make a living doing that, you know, I'll be very happy.
Yeah.
As far as the bigger picture, of course, I have huge dreams and ambitions,
Sure.
but you know, please God, if I just keep going the way I'm going at the moment,
Yeah.
I'm very happy to, you know, to stick with that.
And I have to say to you, my friend, I think you're going to find that. And it's going to be, it's all about the journey, not the destination.
Yes.
We all know that. But your journey so far has been very blessed. And so it just keeps telling you to keep going and keep going and keep going. And I'm just very excited for you and very excited. Upcoming is going to be some great music by Colm, some original material.
Yes.
And we happen to have the CD here. And why don't you tell the folks where they can buy your CD?
Well, my album's available on iTunes and also my website, which is colmkirwanmusic.com.
There you go. And we'll roll that in the credits, folks, so that you can go and find him. And also show dates. Go out and see Colm, support his music. He's absolutely wonderful. And stick around because he's coming up next. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I can't wait.
Thank you very much.
Rock on.
Rain, rain, go away. Not gonna let you touch my baby. Sunshine's here to stay, so don't you come knocking. Rain, rain, I don't want
It's a wrap.